Here is the BMW X6. As you can see, quite a beast, actually bigger than me. So, I'll go in and have a look. Now, here we have the BMW X6 Haman. Now this one's a little bit special. Now it's a 2009 model and it has the older style display. So it's not got the upright screen that the other BMWs have, although the newer X6s do. But this one is one of the earlier ones. It's the pre-interior facelift model. And we're on 22-inch wheels on this, which is quite large. And it does actually make the brake discs seem pretty insignificant. But they are the enlarged brake discs that you would find on things like the M series and the more powerful saloons and things like that. But when you actually look at them in the 22-inch wheel, they do look a bit tiny. With this particular one, we have a 6-cylinder diesel engine with a combined miles per gallon of 34 miles per gallon. It's the older interior, so we don't have things like heads-up display or anything like that, and the screen is actually inbuilt into the main sort of dash area. It's not a separate standing up piece. But it's still quite familiar. You've still got a similar layout here on the central display. It's just not as sectioned off as it is in, say, the i8 and the current BMWs. But it is a very worthwhile and comfortable thing to actually be in. It is big. It's very big, and this being the Haman edition as well. We've got the Haman logo on the outside, and we also have it in the centre caps on the wheels and here on the central steering wheel as well. Top speed of 147 miles per hour in this, and it's a 282 brake horsepower engine. Now, something we'll be covering later in diesels, but you've got to remember as well that a lot of the complaints on diesels have actually been to do with older cars. Now this sort of range, we were starting to get into diesel particulate filters and things like that, so you weren't necessarily getting as much into the atmosphere as what people think. Yes, there was a bit of a scandal with VW, but on the whole diesels are actually quite clean, assuming you're doing a reasonably good mileage in them and do give them a good run every now and again. There is some carbon fibre effect. It's not actually carbon fibre in this, but it's carbon fibre effect. And I'm not actually sure if this was standard or if somebody's actually put this in afterwards. Because some people might actually put these in and do carbon fibre wrap. So I'm not sure if it's actually done like that. There is a bit of a thing with the glove box. There's a button just here. And you push that, the glove box opens up to reveal the multi-change CD player. And it actually opens up both ways. So, close that down. Now, similar to the newer BMWs, we do have this system where we've got the dial and the toggles. But it's not got as many buttons, and the display is a little bit different. The interface is a bit different. So if you're used to the newer BMWs, you might take a while to actually get used to this. But once you've got there, it's quite simple, once you understand it. The one thing though, if you do want navigation, you've got to put the DVD in. So this is a separate DVD for the navigation system. You have quite a lot of controls. So you actually have effectively what's known as a, with the X-Drive system, an adjustable chassis. So with the suspension and the chassis settings, you can literally configure the whole drive system. So you've got maximum traction at all times. You can leave the system to work it out for itself as well. Although it's a good idea to actually have a look at this every now and again, especially if you're going to be doing any off-road, because the last thing you want to be doing is winding up getting stuck somewhere. But generally on the whole, especially with the X6, it does do a good job of figuring it out for itself. You have electric windows all round in this, privacy glass in the back, and a sunroof just up at the top. All electric, which is really nice. You've got the button at the back as well to disable the back windows, so you don't want the kids opening up and falling out on them while you're driving on the motorway. One thing to note, this is such a large vehicle, but it's only 4 seats, because the middle section at the back has effectively a little cubby hole, and it doesn't actually have a middle seat or middle seat belt. So despite the size of this, it's only a 4-seater, which is an important thing to remember, especially if you're buying one of these for the space and for the extra capacity for extra passengers. This is a 4-seater, not a 5-seater, and definitely not a 7-seater. One thing to note now, on some cars, when you've got the key fob and you open up the boot with the button, the boot will open automatically. It doesn't on this particular one. It doesn't on the 2009 model, and it doesn't open very far. This shouldn't be an issue if you're just popping something in and going away again, but if you're actually reaching right the way back, you might have a problem. Just watch your head. Now, with this being an automatic, we do have the paddle system, and we can actually activate them at the top of the steering wheel as well. We have electrically adjustable steering wheel, which is not doing at the moment, but never mind. And we also have the cruise control down at the bottom here. Behind these controls, and just next to the engine start-stop button, is a hole where you actually put the key fob. There is actually an advantage to this. The car will not start and none of the electronics will work without the key in. Now this makes you less vulnerable to the current relay box crime, which is sweeping the country, where people are finding their cars being stolen without needing the keys. You can't do that at all. These are a really comfortable ride. I mean, it's not that long ago it was unthinkable for BMW to do a 4-wheel drive vehicle. It was almost as unthinkable as Audi doing a rear-wheel drive. Yet Audi now have the rear-wheel drive R8 RWS, and BMW have the X series and the X-Drive saloons as well. But it is a very worthwhile and comfortable thing to actually be in.